Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that article. So now, hopefully, you also know what jeepneys are. So the term jeepney comes from like a native Filipino word for an old type of shared taxi plus jeeps. So the origins of these unique bus share taxis comes from the old jeeps that were left over from the US military. Some crafty Filipinos thought, I can do something with these. So they renovated them, extended them, put some roofs on, put some seats into them, and then turned them into a business opportunity, taking people around the cities. So when you went to Boracay, do you remember seeing any?
I did see some.
You did see some?
I never got the chance to ride one, but I did get to see them.
Yeah, me either. I was too scared to get on one because they were so busy and full of people that I thought, okay, this is not my place. But the thing that I remember were the beautiful designs on the outside of them. And as I said, I went to see an EXO concert. And at the time, I saw one that had Big Bang on the side. That was my first jeepney experience that I saw. I was like, oh, I recognize those people. But other things, they kind of show the artistic side or the passion of the driver and the person who owns them. So they're very colorful. It's a very unique experience to be driving on the streets with these buses. But they're in danger. This is why they are in jeopardy. So Manila, especially the place that I went to, is very crowded. And so the traffic conditions and the pollution from these jeepneys, the government is trying to cut down on the amount of pollution inside of big cities. And so they want to replace these traditional jeepneys with a rapid bus system. So public transportation to kind of elevate Manila and other cities in the Philippines to kind of more global, tourist-friendly cities. And so because of that, they want to replace the jeepneys with electric cars or kind of electric engines, hybrid engines to try to reduce the amount of pollution. But as I'm sure if you've ever looked at the prices of electric vehicles, they're very expensive. And so the owners of the jeepneys are worried about losing their business. And I also think it's a loss of culture if they get rid of them. I think it's such a beautiful thing to see on the streets, even if they are quite polluting. So, do you have any interesting or unique looking transportation in the US?
No, not really. I mean, people decorate their own cars. You know,
Right.
They have like the lowriders, the cholos,
the
Mexican
bikes, yeah.
The cars that they make jump.
Oh.
I mean, I thought those are pretty cool. But
I was thinking of chopper bikes, like
also
motorbikes.
yeah. So people like to show their unique style by decorating their car and putting some bumper stickers, but nothing like the jeepneys. And because not only it's not something that you can only see in the Philippines, but other countries like in India as well. And I
like tuk-tuks.
Yeah, the tuk-tuks as well, and they decorate them. They have like these nice little curtains, like turquoise curtains that they hang.
Right.
And I think, like you mentioned before, it's something part of their culture that, it brings up nice memories for these people when they think of.
So.
That's my country. If they're, from Manila, they might think something that stands out for them. And if they take it away, then it's just going to be a faint memory, part of history.
Yeah, right. When I read this question, my immediate thought was in London, we have something called duck boats. So they're not like the duck-shaped pedal boats. They're cars that can turn into boats.
What?
So they're usually bright red or bright yellow. Yeah. And then you can drive on the roads with them and then just kind of launch yourself into the river.
Sounds like a 007 kind of
Honestly,
vehicle.
I tried it one time. It's very fun. It's very popular with tourists. But I think that's the most interesting part of English tourism culture that I could think of. But it's definitely not as ubiquitous as the jeepneys are in the Philippines.
In the UK, you guys have the double-decker bus.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of interesting as an American.
See, that's so normal to me that I didn't even think about that.
Maybe the people in the Philippines don't even think of the jeepneys as something that interesting because it's so ubiquitous.
That's a really interesting point. Yes, we also have lovely double-decker buses
Right,
in the UK.
the red double-decker bus. You think, wow, I want to ride on the top floor.
So how about public transportation? What do you think is the most popular one in your city, either in Korea or in the US?
In the US, it's, well, where I'm from, the buses come once every hour, and it's not the best mode of transportation. I used to take it when I was going to the university, and it was terrible. Do not recommend. Most people have their own cars. However, in Korea, I do love public transportation. It's really easy to get from one place to another, very clean, very accessible. So I do appreciate it. I think a big city like Manila might, benefit from that, but it would be nice if it could go hand in hand with what they already have, the jeepneys, and then add something along with it.
Yes, my experience in the UK is very similar to yours. I'm not from a major city, so our public transportation is very slow and also very expensive too. So I'm very thankful living in Korea where the bus network and the subway network are very convenient. So hopefully if you guys have the opportunity to travel to the Philippines in the future, you can check out the jeepneys and be braver than we were and actually ride them.
Right.
So make sure that you take a look at the vocabulary from this unit, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Ornately.
Ornately.
Decked out.
Decked out.
Repurposed.
Repurposed.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Iconic.
Iconic.